Twitch as of right now, and got to make sure that we go ahead and share out the notification on the big three of Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I actually stopped using Instagram to go straight to post straight to Twitter. I just use it to post directly to Facebook because I like the way that it does it. But I like to create a separate post on my Twitter now. So we're coming at you with something a little bit different today. A game on my channel being streamed today that is the first of its kind, I believe, on my channel anyways. That being a sports game. Now, as you can see, this is Super Mega Baseball. It is a baseball game, but it's more of an arcade-style baseball game. You can see the player model there. Not exactly the most serious-looking character in the world, but hey, I mean, that's not what this game's all about. It is a baseball game, but more of an arcade baseball game. It is loads and loads of fun. I mean, you can kill insane amounts of time on this game. Let me just make sure I get my tweet sent out, and then we will just hop into some exhibition gameplay. There's exhibition gameplay, and then you can also have, I guess, a little bit of a manager type or coach type gameplay, similar to like a dynasty or a franchise where you control a team for an entire season. It's quite nice, but as for right now, we may get into the franchise gameplay a little bit, but for right now, we're just going to be playing some exhibition. Right after I get this tweet sent out, of course. If I can spell Twitch right. Oh, I did spell Twitch right. /CG24K. Alright, now the tweet is in the process of being sent out. Without further ado, let's get into some gameplay. I think we'll play exhibition for now just to get warmed up. Let's see, where is there a random button? Let's see. Oh, and we can adjust what is called the ego. Ego is essentially the difficulty level that you're playing at. Which I think is an interesting choice. Very interesting choice of words, anyway. And I love some of these. I love all of these mascots too. We've got the Herbisaurs. We've got the Wild Pigs. The Sirloins are one of my favorite mascots because, I mean, look at them. Really? Like, how can you not love a mascot like that? We've got the Moonstars. That looks interesting. The Blowfish, the Wide Loads, and the Buzzards. And of course you can see there at the bottom of both, it shows you kind of what type of team each one is. And what I find very interesting is that there's really, you see a couple of playstyles show up multiple times, like, the Moose here are power hitters. Herbisaurs are defensive specialists. Wild Pigs have high speed. Welcome to the stream. We're playing some Super Mega Baseball, and right now we're trying to decide which team we're going to exhibition with. As you can see, these are very cartoonish mascots, but that's part of all the fun here. How are you doing today, by the way? Hope you're having a wonderful Friday. Thank God it's Friday, by the way. I'm looking forward to actually going to a restaurant that I've never been to tonight. That's the reason that I'm streaming in the afternoon as opposed to the evening. But again, how's your day going? Also, if you have any input over which team I should play as, whichever one appeals to you the most, be sure to let me know. I think I'll be the home team, and I actually have a franchise with the Beewolves. They're the only team that has the well-balanced playstyle, and I think I don't want to go with the well-balanced playstyle. I think I want the extreme power-hitting Sirloins. How about that? And who are we going to play? Let's play... The Herbisaurs are defensive specialists, so I think that actually meshes pretty darn well. So here we go. We're playing at Apple Field, apparently. 5 innings, sure. Skill boost. Boost the skills of the players on all teams. Sure, that sounds good to me. Everything looks fine. Okay, so some of the names of these guys are really, really interesting. You can actually customize when you go into like the franchise type mode. You can actually change the names and appearance of every single player on your team. But we're just using the default teams right now for these teams. Default players for these teams, I should say. We've got Lloyd Cook leading off. I can edit the lineup, so maybe I will take a little bit of time to do that. I like to have really good contact hitters at the top of my order. So I think, let's see, who's got the best contact hitting? There's really only one guy on here who has good contact hitting, because these are all really powerful hitters. Welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy your time here. And how are you doing today? We're just trying to see how our lineup's going to be for the game. You know what? I think we can just leave it as is. These guys all pretty much have the same shtick going on. They're all really powerful hitters. Literally only one of them has like above average contact. I think one other person had decent contact, but not great. These guys are not trying to hit singles. They're trying to hit it out of the park. Let's look at some of these names, though. Hammer Longbalo, Mick Steely, Preston Adonimus, whatever. Now they don't let you look at it for too long. So it looks like, yeah, this is, we're home, so we're in the top of the inning. All right, so let's start them off with a fastball in the corner. Okay, and I'll just let the outfield handle that. Damian Rush at center field. Now we got Dolph Stake up to bat. What should we do? Let's hit him with a little bit of stuff here. And get the out. Yes. There's a little throw meter every time you go to do a throw, so you want to try to get it at 99 every time if you can. Sometimes it's hard to do that in the moment. And I do have it on casual difficulty, so at least for right now, I can up the ego after this game if I need to, because I've played on casual difficulty a while, and once I picked up the game, it was... Oh, shoot. Wait, what just happened? I swear, there were only 2 guys that came up to bat. Were there 3 batters? How did I miss that? Let's stay true to what these guys are and just hit powerful shots like that right to the center fielder. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? We are playing as a team called the Sirloins on Super Mega Baseball. That's a strike. Should have swung at that. Oh, shouldn't have swung at that at all. So if you're not familiar with Super Mega Baseball, it is, as you can kind of tell, more of an arcade style, more happy-go-lucky fun baseball game, not taking itself super seriously. Wow, this game's going by really fast early on. Everybody hitting pop-ups because that's what we like to do. Now, this other team that we're playing, each team has like a play style overall that tells you kind of how the rosters are. The team that I'm playing as, the Sirloins, are classified as extreme power hitters. Those are the exact words, extreme power hitters. These Herbisaurs that I'm playing, they are classified as defensive specialists. So it should theoretically be an interesting matchup, because it doesn't matter how good your defense is if balls are getting hit out of the park, which is the specialty of a team like the Sirloins, then defense doesn't do much for you. Then again, if you got a badass pitcher who is able to keep that from happening, well, then you got a conundrum though with the defensive team, because they don't generally have really great offensive capability. Nope, don't swing at that. And no, this is a game where you don't necessarily want to swing at everything, just like it is enough like real baseball in that sense. Okay. So we throw to first. Now we got Willard Wiggins, shortstop, up to bat. Now, one other interesting thing about this game also is that you may see a couple of people here and there. You see the catcher behind there? That's actually a female catcher. That's right. You can have female characters on here right alongside the guys, right on the same team. So I think that is pretty awesome. I don't think very many baseball games can say that other than Super Mega Baseball. Wow, we're in the top of the third inning already. I only set it to a 5-inning game, by the way. So let's try that again, see if we can hit it. Ooh, he anticipated that. Uh-oh, and it's going to the gap. Uh-oh, yeah. First hit of the ball game. Throw it. Okay, actually got a good throw that time, and to home. Actually got a good throw that time. I kind of like. It's weird to play a game like this on Twitch, I feel, because it's one of those games. It's like, it's different than a game like Skyrim, because I guess you have to pay a little bit more attention to what you're doing, but it's also casual enough to where, like, I don't have to worry about it too much. And this is just an exhibition game, so it's not like it's going to count for much of anything. If you'll notice in the top left, it keeps track of your high score. That's quite interesting, I feel. So, any particular topics that you want to be discussing in the chat? I'm open to talk about just about anything. While I am absolutely dealing at the plate. Granted, I do have it on casual difficulty, so I don't know how much of a challenge that is supposed to be. You'll see in the top left, you see in parentheses, ego is at 15. The ego goes all the way up to, I believe, 99, and of course the higher the ego is, the higher the difficulty is. I think the highest ego I've ever really played on would probably be around 35, and I did that for my my franchise that I have on here, or my season, or whatever it's called. I forget exactly what the game mode is called. It is quite interesting, But yeah, I played on 35 ego, and jumping up from about 15, even like a 10-point jump in ego from 15 to 25, you'll see a difference in like how tough the computer is. Oh, wait a minute. When did they score a run? I'm missing so much. Holy cow. Come on, sirloins. That's the problem with a really good power hitting team, is that when you're not hitting stuff out of the park, alright, our first hit of the night, I believe. But when you're not hitting stuff out of the park, you know, you don't really do a good job of getting people on the bases. So let's see, who is this? Oh, damn, I was late. Damian Rush up again. Let's hammer one. Let's knock one out of the park, guys. That's what we're supposed to be specialized at. What we are supposed to be specialized at. Take that. I don't swing at everything. I'm decent enough to do that. And right into a double play, of course. So, let's see if we can. Oh, that was lovely. Bam! Hit that one out, and no, not quite. Somehow they snuck a run in on me. How did I not notice that? It must have been when I allowed that, I think it was when I allowed a double and then a single. Or no, it actually ended up being a triple. These Herbisaurs, man, they get like a one or two runs on you, and their pitcher is dealing the way that he is against a team like the Sirloins, who are biased more towards... Oh, I got him. Good. I thought he might make it. Alright, so, here we go. What is this? Got one strike, 2 outs, looking to shut the door on the top of the 4th. And this might just do it. Yep, this should do it. Awesome. So now we are in the bottom of the 4th. We really need to get something going here. Ooh, that was lovely, and so was that. Lloyd Cook. Ball 1. That's good to see. Oh my God. Huh. All right, we're now up to ball 3. That's the. Might we get a? Oh, we're gonna get a walk. Awesome. Okay, not very often that you see that on a team like the Sirloins. Damn, right to it. I hate those hits in bait. Oh, here's Hammer Longbalo. He's like he's their star player. Look at those stats, man. That's insane. And he hits it right to his center fielder, who somehow caught it like through his back. Oh boy. So the official baseball season, you know, is underway now, and it's been a pretty action-packed start to this MLB season. All right, is that out? Yeah, that's out. That's what we do. That's what the Sirloins do. Oh, and we got 2 runs in, so we actually take the lead now. That's exactly what we need to do. It is quite an interesting challenge for me, though, trying to pay attention to this, you know, fairly closely so I don't absolutely suck at the gameplay, but also having to, you know, keep it engaged, you know, keep my commentary rolling. This pitcher's legit, man. Hey, the Sirloins can play a little defense too. Don't think that they're all about offense. Oh, he anticipated it. Come on, get it. Ah, he's gonna reach. Oh, man. Let's see. What do we want to hit him with? A slider? That's a good idea, I suppose. Fouled it off. Now let's hit him with a forkball. Ooh. Got it. And throw him out. Awesome. Ain't no way we're going to get the double play on that one. Those guys are too damn fast. See what I mean? That batter is a female. And I don't know how many other baseball games or sports games in general really can say that you're able to mix the guys and gals together on the same team. I'm sure there are some out there, but Super Mega Baseball is one of the more prevalent ones, I guess. Oh shit. I guess I'm gonna let her reach then. I had an itch on my nose and I had to scratch it when she was running, and oh well. It's an exhibition game, come on. We're the frickin' Sirloins, you know? Uh-oh, it looks like the batter's nervous. Oh, got him to swing. I love the little, you know, animations that happen too, like the steam that just came out of the guy's ears. Annabella Stokes. Another femme fatale up here trying to help her team out and win this game. Man, that was beautiful right there. All right, we won 2-1. Awesome. So let's go out and then start up another game. Okay, who are the players of the game? Filet Jones. Huh. It's funny because he's on the Sirloins. Filet Jones, he was 1 for 2. He's the guy who hit that big home run. And of course, Manny Kays, who was our starting pitcher, was absolutely dealing today. And the Herbazor's Milo Stewart actually gets the 3rd spot because he did score a run. So on that triple. Not on the triple, but he got a triple and then also scored a run after that single. So on to the next. Not much in the way of star points. But hey, you know, that's another thing about the game is that while the difficulty is increased, the higher the ego is, higher ego will earn you more star points. So it rewards you for, you know, challenging yourself. Advance or return all runners by holding L1 or R1. I've taken a little break in between playing Super Mega Baseball since I first got it, which was pretty recently. So I'm going to have to kind of refamiliarize myself with how the mechanics work. Let's be the away team this time, and we're going to be the Blowfish. and we will play. Let's play the Platypi. Both contact specialists, so this should be an interesting one. And you know what? Let's up the ego to 20. So you see, just a 5-point increase in ego took us from casual to medium. Not a huge jump in difficulty, but if you play it, it will be noticeable for sure. Let's go ahead and into this game. We can pick Sakura Hills. We have a Sakura here at home. Hello. So we can do, how about no skill boost? That sounds good to me. Everybody's just as good as they are. Let's go ahead and start. We don't want to fiddle around with the lineup or anything like that. Not going too in depth. Just kind of doing our thing, you know. We've got Bartholomew Draculo and Rufus Sumar. Those are some interesting names for some pitchers. So we are actually up first now because we're waiting. I know that we're contact specialists, but that was great. And I also know that if you want to keep on running after a big hit, you can hold down L2 and they'll advance. See, these guys are the complete opposite, though, of the Sirloins, which we just played with, because they're all about contact. Not going to have a ton of massive hits, like home runs and whatnot, but they're all about stacking up the bases. They're all about getting all the runners on and chipping away at you. Which is, you see a lot of that nowadays in baseball. Now, granted, there are definitely still guys out there who can hammer that ball long. I mean, Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, Freddie Freeman. I mean, you got all kinds of good power hitters out there. But I feel like it just may not be as prevalent as it once was. Granted, I'm not an expert when it comes to baseball. I haven't been into it for all that long. But you got to admit, like, baseball purists are all about, the great pitching and contact hitting. The stuff that's not necessarily as exciting to the mainstream. But, man, I love seeing just massive home runs being hit. So many people critical of the steroid era in baseball, especially people who, like I say, more baseball purists, I guess, and a lot of old school players and just, older generations in general, like, they tend to not be big fans of the steroid era, And I can understand where they're coming from to a certain degree, but I also know, I was an athlete myself, okay? Not like a super high-level athlete or anything. Wrestled for 6 years, 6+ years really, in middle school and college. Middle school and high school. Played football for 3 years and then ran cross-country for 2. And, I know sports, decently well. I wouldn't call myself an expert on any one of them, really. Jeez, that was slow. I wouldn't call myself an expert on any one of them. The ones I probably know the most about are wrestling and football. Just because football is my favorite mainstream sport. It's American football, by the way. And wrestling. But, I'm not as, purist when it comes to like the whole steroids and stuff. I really don't mind guys taking performance-enhancing drugs. I don't, because guys that are really great athletes to start with, if they start taking performance-enhancing drugs, sure, you could look at that as cheating, and I guess technically you wouldn't be wrong. It is using something that's outside of your own talent, your own naturally given talent to enhance yourself. But that's just it. Like, sports, part of the thing about sports is it's got to be entertaining, And it's definitely more entertaining when you get everybody out there who is at the absolute best that they can be. Hello and welcome to the stream, by the way. You caught me in the middle of a little bit of a rant about performance-enhancing drugs in sports, so lovely thing to come in on. How's your day going? But to continue on what I was saying about the PEDs, I don't have a problem with PEDs. Like, a lot of people think that is cheating, and I guess technically, yes, you're not wrong. But at the same time, I want the best product possible, you know? And when it comes to baseball specifically, you can't tell me that you don't love Barry Bonds hitting the hell out of a baseball, or Mark McGwire, you know? These are already, like, some of the best athletes in the world, and if they can improve on that even more, hey, who am I to say that they can't do that, you know? Who am I to say? Because I know I sure as hell can't do that. Even if I did take performance-enhancing drugs, I wouldn't be on the same level as those guys.
That's a fair ball.
Why am I throwing? I need to walk. So what? This is the top of the third inning. Really away team, by the way. What is our team name again? Oh, we are the Blowfish. And we are contact specialists, going against other contact specialists, the Platypi. I love the mascots in baseball. I think when it comes to sports in general, I think baseball can take the title of some of the most creative mascots. Hello and welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Why am I not advancing? Yeah, that's got me out. Don't come here for quality gameplay. Oh yeah, if you're able to wait on that, that's what happens. That's the risk you take when you try to slow the ball down. Maybe not the best move to do on the first pitch. Another person has joined the stream. Welcome. How is your day going? So I just mentioned a second ago about how I think that baseball has some of the most inventive and fun mascots in all of sports. What are some of your guys' favorite mascots from sports in general? Like, I'm curious to know. I think that, in baseball, in the minor leagues in particular, you have a team called the Fisher Cats. I think that's pretty inventive. On this game, you have a team called the Sirloins. You have a team called the Wide Loads, Platypi. I mean, so much to choose from. Okay, so I love the pitching system on this game. It's so fun. Like, and it's more challenging than it looks. Especially the higher up you raise the difficulty. I raised the difficulty very slightly for this game from last game. Not really a huge noticeable difference, but, I mean, I guess it is a bit more of a challenge. Let's get on the outside corner here with that fastball. Oh, they actually swung at that. And if you'll notice, that is a female at the bat. That's the cool thing about Super Mega Baseball that I really enjoy. Okay, we got that out. Literally had a 0 on the throw. That's one of the cool things about Super Mega Baseball is you can create a male or a female character on here.
That was low.
They have no qualms at all about letting the guys and gals play together.
That's a fair ball.
All right, let's step on the bag. I love the builds of these characters. They're very cartoonish. Let's see. So I'd like to talk about something in sports that has always intrigued me ever since I've been into it. Oh wow, another home run. This is a contact team. We don't usually expect them to hit like a bunch of home runs. But one of the things I've noticed in sports, you see how, in baseball this is the tradition. I think in basketball it is too. In the NFL they kind of buck the trend, which I am happy about, but they're kind of started to fall more in line. What is the deal and who decided that you should wear white if you're the home team? Like, I know that's a traditional thing, but like, why? to me it doesn't make sense to wear white, which to me is always a secondary color at best. Why would you not wear your primary color at home? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. I think that football got it right when they decided to go more with the primary colors at home. This is just me personally, but I just feel like white makes more sense if you're the away team, you know? I don't know why I think that, but it just seems like that's the case. I'm curious to see if you guys agree or disagree, or, you know, kind of what you think about it. Do you like it more in sports? Welcome to the stream, by the way. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I got a question to ask. When it comes to sports, do you guys like it if the away teams wear white, or would you prefer that the away teams wear white and the home teams wear the primary or darker colors? Or do you like it the more traditional way where the home team wears the white and the away teams wear the darker colors? Oh well, this might end up being a triple. Yeah, I'm going for it. Oh yeah, easy triple. Easy triple. Boom, right on top of it. We've done a really good job of finding the gaps here. At least this past couple of times. 6-0. Boom. Good contact in. Oh man, that was lovely. And that was too. See, that's when slowing down the pitch works. If you pitch a guy really fast and then all of a sudden you slow it down. Kitty Kaufman. Hello, Kitty Kaufman. Maybe after the game, you and I could work a little something out where we, you know, go and get a sirloin or something. I don't know. That's what girls like, right? Going out for a nice sirloin. Let's see here. We're playing the Platypi. What are some of the other good mascots on this game? We got a team called the Overdogs. I think that's a cool mascot. The Beewolves is an interesting one. I've never heard of a Beewolf before. It's pretty terrifying, actually. Oh wow, look at that mustache. Yeah, we gotta strike this guy out. Or we could just throw him out. Either way works. So, boom. It's not easy to do that. It's not easy to wait on, especially with the first pitch. Although at the same time, I feel like it's not a good idea to slow it down on the first pitch either. Oh, curveball right at the middle, huh? No, don't go home. Don't go home. I don't trust you. Batch Wilson, center fielder. I gotta focus a little bit more on these names because these names are amazing. Batch Wilson, really? That's like a perfect baseball player name. And probably hit that right into a double play. Still scored a run though. Marvin Steed, that's a good name. Weird face though. Got a face like Sid from Ice Age. Boom, right down the middle. Nope. Foul ball. Take that swing. I think I got popped up. Is that a pop-up? Yeah, it's a pop-up. Got pretty close to the wall, though. Beefcake McStevens. See that name right there? You see that dude? That's the type of dude who would be named Beefcake McStevens. This is what I'm talking about with Super Mega Baseball. It's fun, man. It's really fun. Now, I'm also a huge fan of MLB The Show. I love the realism and I like the realistic video games, especially when it comes to sports. But I think there's also plenty of room for, you know, more arcade-type games, more silly type of games. In fact, I think you need that. You can't have it only be realistic, super serious sports games because a lot of people are into that, but not everybody is. And even the people that are into it, like sometimes you get a hankering to, you know, maybe I just want to chill. Maybe I want to lay back and play something a little bit less serious. That's what games like Super Mega Baseball are for. Plus, I feel like Super Mega Baseball might actually have a little bit more mainstream appeal than something like MLB The Show. I might be wrong about that. Baseball is still pretty popular. But Super Mega Baseball, I feel, is a little bit easier to like digest, I guess you could say. MLB The Show actually does a really good job of, you know, taking a sport that is pretty complex and simplifying it, at least for the gameplay. Like, you can just pick it up and really play it. Now, granted, when I first got it, like, there's still some mechanics that take some time to learn, you know, just like with a lot of video games. But, like, oh, I missed it. Thank you. Let's go to third. Out number 3. Got that run, though. What is this? This is the bottom of the 6th. So, yeah. Pitchers haven't had any problems today. The 2 that I've used.
That's right.
He anticipated it, but he still couldn't hit it. If you anticipate something and then you swing at it and you still miss, I mean, like that's like the equivalent of a... I don't know what that's the equivalent of. I'm not good at making analogies all the time. Sometimes I have my moments, but other times not really. Okay, popped up right there. Catcher's able to get it. Steen McGee. Now we got Rufus Zumar. Oh, Rufus is the pitcher. Pitcher against pitcher. I'm going to disrespect him and go, well, I missed it, but I'm going to disrespect him and go right down the middle. Ha. And he proves exactly why you can do that against most pitchers. So we beat him 8-0. The Blowfish beat the Platypod. I'm not sure you could hear that in many other places besides baseball. So here were the players of the game. Top 3 were all from my team. We had Keg Gutterson. Yep. That's an interesting name. Cheyenne Hill. Cheyenne Hill. It's an interesting name. And Bartholomew Draculo. That is probably one of the more interesting names that I've seen in Super Mega Baseball. But then when you have a pitcher on the Sirloins whose name is Filet, I mean, come on. Like, that's a little bit, I see what you're trying to do there, but you're being too obvious, you know? So let's be the home team again, and let's up the ego by another 5 points. That's what I'll do. I'll just keep upping the ego by 5 points with each successive game, and we'll see how it goes. We'll be the Buzzards this time. I think we'll take on the Overdogs. Sounds good to me. Apply that. We are ready. And we can, let's say, instead of Secura Hills, let's just go to the Colonial Plaza. That looks interesting. No skill boost. Players are just as good as they are. And 6 innings, I think, works just fine. Okay, so before we get started, let's look at some of these names. Okay, so Buttons Bunterson. Really great baseball name. He is a shortstop. We've got Geronimo James. That's a good one. He is our center fielder. Joseph Trunk at first base. Third baseman Mario Mustachio. Of course he has a mustache. Looks kind of like Mario, to be honest with you. We have Dano Yoshida at right field. Left field we have Rolf Bordnar. It's at catcher we've got Jaquez Often. Hope I said that right. Emilio Idoia at second base, and then pitching today is Erlang Elwood. And as we take a look We don't have to look at the bench and everything. We're probably not going to need it. Alright, let's play ball. Perform a power swing by pulling and then pushing R. Time it right for massive power. You can also perform a power swing by pressing square, which I prefer to use square. Alright, so we're the home team. I like their uniforms. The Overdogs has some really cool uniforms. And ours are not bad either. So Erlang Elwood, who actually doesn't have the best stats. He's more about accuracy. So let's try to work the corner with him.
That's a strike.
Perfect. What's this? Curveball? Gotta love that. Missed it.
That was low.
Don't like that. You can kind of tell. When you're gonna miss a pitch or not. Like, you have like a split second, and if you start veering away, pretty good bet that it's not gonna go well for you. In fact, most of the time, all you really need to do is just let it stay there. Hey, how are you doing today? Welcome to the stream, and hope you're having a wonderful day. Right now, we are playing as the... What are we again? We're the Buzzards, actually, and we're playing against the Overdogs, who I give the award for best uniform in the game, actually, the Overdogs. I mean, I like the way that their away uniforms look. A lot of these teams' away uniforms are pretty whack. But, yeah, now we give up a home run, our first of the day. First given up home run, I should say. The Buzzards, it says that we are... I don't even remember what our, like, specialty was. I think we were more of a defensive team. It was either, like, defensive specialist or, like, really good pitching.
That was inside.
Which kind of both falls under similar, you know, stuff. I'm not sure why they would separate it into two different things. Right down the middle. Another one right down the middle. Oh! Let's see if we can get her out. Get her out. Get her out. And, of course, you take your sweet-ass time and do nothing. Anton Goodwood. Oh boy, that could be a porn star name right there. If it's not already. Wouldn't surprise me if it was already. Oh yeah, now that's how you throw a slurve right there. Or whatever the hell it was I threw. A curveball. That's how you throw a curveball. Let's hit him with a changeup. Perfect. Almost got him. So in my dynasty, I play as the Beewolves. I think if I start one up again just for Twitch, the Overdogs right now are my #1 team to go with, just based off of their uniforms, man. If I'm gonna play as a team in a dynasty, they gotta have decent enough uniforms that I can, you know, look at them and not have a problem with them all the time. But right now, we're just going to keep it exhibitionated. Okay, take that ball. We are Buttons Bunterson. Foul against Tarek Smith. Yeah, that's a strike. I think that's a ball. Yeah, it's a ball. Definitely. Hit him with it. Yeah, no. Had really great contact, but not quite enough power. Geronimo James. I love the name Geronimo James. One thing that I don't think you can change on here is the batting stances of the players. And that's slightly disappointing, but, like, you know, it's not that type of game. If you want to adjust batting stances, get MLB 18 to show. Which I really want to get. I just can't, you know, I can't get it right now. I can't really afford it right now. But it looks really great. I have one MLB The Show, and it's actually MLB The Show 15. So I've got the more aged version by now. Still serves me perfectly well. I have a lot of fun whenever I play it. Alright. Home run. Barely a home run, but it still counts. 2-run homer for whatever the hell it's called. I think that's Mustachio. Yeah, we have a guy on there named Mustachio. This guy's name is Dano Yoshida. Ah, and he hits a nice little home run too. All right. Considering his team's specialty is on like pitching and defense, it's nice when they can have a good outing offensively too. Oh no, go back. Ah. Wow, that's Stewie Griffin? Is that who that is? Head shape was interesting. So let's see what we can do here against Rafael Gonzalo. Ah, he snuck it past us. Okay, so we gave up our first hit of the day. No big though. Against Robin Yu now. See if we can actually hit that pitch. Erlang Elwood. I know I've said it a couple times already, but whoever was responsible for coming up with the names in this game, I should have went for a double play. Damn it. Oh well. Who is this? Yvette Victorino. That's an interesting name. Keep it inside and... Ooh, nice play at third base by Mustachio. I don't remember... Oh, Mario Mustachio, that's his name. Mario Mustachio, I'm pretty sure, is our third baseman. And that's just like one of the most perfect names I've ever heard. And yes, he does have a mustache. You can't be named Mario Mustachio and not have a mustache. I'm sure that he was born with a mustache. Can you imagine how freaked out you would be if you gave birth to a baby that had a mustache?
That's a strike.
I mean, what do you even do with that? Like, I don't even know, man. I've heard of people having, like, you know, a lot of hair for, you know, a baby, but that's always just on their head. And if you had a baby with a mustache, like, out of the womb, that might be a marvel of modern science. Welcome to the stream, by the way. I just saw you pop in. Hope you enjoyed this gameplay, and I'm curious to know if you want to share it with me how your day's going. Hope it's going absolutely splendid. It is Friday, so there's that. Okay, that's a ball. I was afraid he might call that a strike. Oh, damn it. DC Sports Guy 41. Oh, that's a name I haven't seen before in my chat. Hey, I sound like a sports announcer. It's funny you should say that because that's actually my job. I work as I'm an announcer at a little local radio station, and I'm also going to be a PA announcer for a local baseball team this summer. So you actually hit the nail right on the head. People have told me I have a decent voice for it. It's a lot of fun. I mean, if I can make money just by talking a lot, I love talking. So that's perfect for me. Oh, got the third out, and we're still leading though, 3-1, so we're fine. Really cool. Hey man, I appreciate it. So how's life been treating you lately? As I throw this pitch on the inside and it gets fouled off. Screwball, let's see if... Oh, missed it. Ah, she still swung though. Got her that time. So you're a new name that I haven't seen before. Whenever I see a new name in the chat, I'm always curious to know how exactly did you come across my Twitch stream. Oh, don't fall. Oh, did I make that? Oh, did I make that play? No, I didn't. I don't think I did. Yeah, definitely didn't. Almost did, but not quite. Right, so they took care of that. So let's go another out. What's this guy's name? Anton Goodwood? Oh my god, he's even got the stash too. Like, are we sure this guy's not doing a little bit of adult entertainment on the side? Come on, man. I feel like that's too obvious. Who is this? Oh, I'm betting now. Joseph Trump. See what he can do. He can ground out into a... He can ground out is what he can do. Mario Mustachio, yes. The star player of this team. Oh, he's actually got really good power. I didn't realize. I should have been power hitting with him. Oh, not like that. Oh, you're gonna try to hit me with a breaking ball? Just searched up baseball and you were one of 6 streamers. Really? Huh. Well, I'm really glad that you decided to stop by my stream. That's one thing, you know, I looked up, I am trying to grow on Twitch a little bit, and, you know, I looked up, I watched a few videos from other Twitch streamers about, you know, some tips that you can use if that is your goal. And one of the things that I always hear is, you know, it's tempting to try and stream, you know, popular games like, say, Fortnite, for example. Oh shit, a home run. But each one basically said it's easier to draw in, you know, newer viewers and just viewers in general if you play games that are lower down on the list of popular stuff. And I figured that Super Mega Baseball was one of those games. Plus, Super Mega Baseball is a lot of fun too. It's like a different type of thing. I know that Twitch is still primarily, you know, people still primarily use it as a video game streaming service. I've seen some, like, you know, sports shows on there and like some podcasts or vodcasts on there. But I feel like it's just a market that, at least on Twitch, has not been tapped into very much, at least not yet. As Twitch continues to be more, you know, mainstream, I feel like those areas will be explored. But hey, you know, I'm a big sports fan, and I love giving up home runs to beautiful women, of course. Oh boy, I didn't even catch her name. I played Madden 18 a lot, and played a little bit of Fortnite and Cars 2. That's an interesting trio there. I just downloaded Fortnite recently. I don't have Madden 18. I have Madden 17. I haven't bought it yet. I may end up buying Madden 18. Like, would you recommend buying Madden 18? Because, like, I've heard kind of mixed opinions on it. Like, I know it's got some cool new features. I know Long Shot was a pretty big deal. And, but at the same time, like, is it different enough from Madden 17? I know the updated rosters are, you know, nice. I would love to play with Mitchell Trubisky on my Chicago Bears. Go Bears till the end, by the way. And Fortnite, I am planning on playing some Fortnite soon. I downloaded it very recently. And I did open it up, but I never actually played it. And Cars 2, I can't say that I've played Cars 2. But, have you seen the Cars 3 movie? I would wait until Madden 19. That's kind of what I was thinking of doing. I'd heard a rumor that they were planning on really overhauling the franchise system in Madden 19, which I'm hopeful that is true. Because I love franchise mode. That's my favorite mode to play as. I mean, it's my favorite mode to play. What's your favorite mode on Madden? Franchise guy, superstar mode, maybe just exhibition gameplay? Buttons Bunterson. Let's see if he can do it. Oh, you're going to slow it down, huh? If you can recognize the slower pitch in time and actually wait on it and be patient, beautiful stuff like that can happen. But more often than not, I end up getting suckered in by it. So let's see. This guy's got good contact.
Do I?
But yeah. when EA says that an overhaul is coming, I'm a bit suspicious as to what they think an overhaul means. Because Madden's had a monopoly, really, on football, you know, at least NFL football for quite a while now. I wish that, I wish all pro football would come back. What do you think of the XFL coming back in 2020? I'm pretty excited to see what it could be this time around. I feel like it could have been more successful the first time around if they would have just given themselves a little bit more time. No, Cars 2 was one of 4 free Xbox Live games that I can get. I play PlayStation, so I wouldn't be able to get anything on Xbox Live. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah. Let's see here. But yeah, I'm pretty excited at the aspect of more football because I'm a big football fan, you know, and I do like NFL football. I love college football. I'll watch arena football. I like Canadian football. I mean, any football I can get, I like watching. And the XFL just means more football, so hey. And I feel like there's some key differences this time around for people who might be a little bit skeptical, which is, it's fair to be skeptical. I mean, we saw how it went the first time around. But there are a few key differences for the XFL this time. Anyway, don't go. For one, Jim McMahon is the sole, guy in charge. I remember the first time around, he had a partner. Okay. Wow, is that Hulk Hogan pitching? Nah, it's Rocket Ramon. Swear to God, it looks like Hulk Hogan, though. Apparently, those guys go to the same barber, too. Huh. But what was I saying? Oh, XFL. So Jim McMahon is the main owner, you know, the sole owner of it right now, so he can do things kind of his way without having to worry about, you know, someone else disagreeing with him on how to do stuff. He did make the right decision by giving himself some more time to you know, set up some clear rules and set up, you know, a number of teams and properly divvy up some funds. I mean, it's a big undertaking to start a brand new sports league. And I mean, I feel like, oh, and also the other big thing too that I think is going to be very, very big. Oh, look at that home run. Woo! Hopefully the XFL will be better. It didn't last because they were trying to seriously hurt the players. Yeah. You remember, like, instead of flipping a coin, they would have two, like, of the best athletes from the two teams that were playing and have them literally, like, have a mad dash and scramble for the ball. Like, it was an interesting idea. Like, they wanted to set themselves apart from the NFL, but I feel like in doing that, they got themselves a little, they became too gimmicky, you know? And Jim McMahon, I mean, you know, why am I saying Jim McMahon? Have I been saying Jim McMahon this whole time? It's Vince McMahon. It's Vince McMahon. Wow. Sorry to Jim McMahon. But anyway, yeah, you're absolutely right. You had people getting injured just on that initial scramble, you know, to get the ball to determine possession. Like, that's just not, like, football's a rough enough sport without you adding in other stuff, you know, outside of the field to mess people up. That's why it only lasted like one season, you know. And plus, you know, they tried to make it kind of pro wrestling-ish, you know, which I feel like, now the first ever XFL game, like, broke records on cable television for, like, its viewership, partly because, you know, it's the new thing in town, partly because the NFL season had just ended, so it's like, oh, I think the timing of it was pretty good, at least in theory, because, oh, you swoop right in after the NFL season's over. You definitely don't want to compete with the NFL head-to-head. You will lose that battle. Can I turn down the volume of the game some? The game overtakes my voice. Oh boy, that problem again. Is it a consistent problem the whole time around, or is it just like when it gets really exciting? Because I had that issue when I streamed a different game like last week, and I'm streaming on my PS4, so the amount of audio manipulation that I can do is very limited. And I did make a change before the game started to my headset volume, which I'm not sure if that solves it at all. I've got my microphone set to a good level, I'm sure, I think. But see, if I exit out of this game and try to edit it too much, then it will stop my broadcast. So, unfortunately, I can't really do a ton in the way of audio manipulation right now. That's kind of the downside to streaming straight off of your console, which I am streaming straight off of my PS4 right now. It's very convenient and it's very simple, but for convenience sake, you kind of sacrifice customization and, issues like this arise with the audio, for example, and there's not really much that I can do about it, at the moment. It's funny, the first time this was a problem, I actually, and I feel stupid, like, looking back at it now, but I thought, oh, if I just turn down the volume on my television, just when something big happens, home runs, the music and crowd, yeah, that's what I figured. When the game first started up and I was right before I was streaming and the loud kind of rock soundtrack came on, I was thinking, oh, this might become an issue. But yeah, unfortunately, I can't do like a ton without ending the broadcast and starting it back up. And if it's just like with specific things like that, I feel like it's not too big of a deal. Okay, let's be the Crocodons this time and play against. Who should we play against that we had? We'll play against the Moonstars, and we'll up the ego to 30. Yeah, but I had that same issue with the audio when I streamed Terra like a week ago, because when you get into combat in that game, it gets super loud, like unreasonably loud. And I went back and listened to the broadcast, and oh, it was atrocious, absolutely atrocious. In the future, I think I will, when I say the future, I'm not sure when exactly that will be, like, down the road. I do continue to be streaming for quite a long time. For right now, I'm going to keep this setup that I have, but in the future I'll use OBS and probably stream straight from my laptop, and maybe even further down the line when I'm actually able to get a mixer for my audio, then stuff like this won't really be an issue. Well, hell, even if I don't have a mixer, I'll have more control over audio if I am streaming from a laptop than I will have with my PS4. So before we get into the game, I always like to check and see some of these names. Norton Pickle, of course. That guy looks like a guy who would be named Pickle. Gordon Fruitwell. Okay. Juanita Hernandez. Tara Lionaire. Alright. Let's see. Andre Candela. We got Trisha Lee. Nori Miyoshi. Wow. Liane Drive. Or is that... Wow, that's almost Line Drive. I think that's how it's pronounced. Line Drive. And Jovita Pulo. Holy crap. So... this team, I think, might be unique in the fact that it's the only team in Super Mega Baseball that is majority female. Huh. How old is this game? I'm not sure the exact year when it came out. It's not that old. They actually have a sequel. Sequel is either out right now or getting ready to come out very soon. I think the sequel might already be out. I can actually look that up on my phone to get an exact date. I want to say this game came out in about 2015. I can check to be sure. But it's not that old. I mean, 2015 was 3 years ago, if it is 2015. But it's not like a super old game. I mean, it's on the PS4, so it's current gen. Let me see. I can get an exact year for you here. Hold on just a second. Oh crap. Well, I better be ready to pitch. So who is this? Pepe Vinicio. Now who is this? The Moonstars and the Crocodons. You know, every team's home uniform looks pretty good. That's partly because every team's home uniform essentially is the same. It's just that some wear all white and some wear white and the darker color. Okay, so I promised the year of that game. Got a little distracted with the getting into the game. Okay, let me actually, while I'm pitching, I actually have more control over it. So while in between pitches, I know people absolutely love it when pitchers take their sweet time at the mound. So let's see here. Super Mega Baseball, and I should be able to get it. Yeah, and I'm also very sure that Super Mega Baseball 2 it's either already out or it's in beta right now. Super Mega Baseball 2. It says coming spring 2018. It's either already here or it is coming up in like the next month or so, month or two. Let's just look at Super Mega Baseball, you know, the original. Very highly rated game. Okay, so it's a little bit older than I thought it was. Super Mega Baseball was released on December 16th in 2014, so it's actually got a little bit of age to it now. 4 years old. I have a tendency of, I'm not oftentimes able to buy every single new game that comes out. So what I end up doing is waiting a while and letting the price drop before I get them. Which, for just me playing games, you know, leisurely, works perfectly fine. I mean, I don't really care about the age of games as long as I get enjoyment out of them. But see, the thing about that is, like, if you plan on... Now, for Twitch, it's a little bit different because, you know, if you play, like, older games like this, or slightly older games like this, they're further down the list, and more people might actually have a chance to find your stream. Hence, you know, the way you found my stream. So let's see. I keep forgetting, Gordon Fruitwell, our center fielder, he's got not a particularly good hitter, but he's got great speed. That's kind of the archetype for center fielders in this game. Juanita Hernandez, she's got good power, so so naturally miss it. Jeez. Okay, bottom of the first. Wow, that's a looping curveball that I just hammered. Perfect. Perfect. I'm getting used to paying attention to the game and also being conversative. Yeah, I thought about getting RBI Baseball since it's the best Xbox baseball game out there, but it's an arcade version. Yeah, I've heard of RBI Baseball. I think that is kind of unfortunate that... Now, I'm lucky that I do have a PlayStation, but it is kind of unfortunate for, you know, gamers as a whole that MLB The Show is exclusive to the PlayStation because, you know, it's a really great game, you know. But see, is it a good enough game to where it warrants, you know, buying an entire console just for that one game, you know, that's up for each individual person to decide. You know, it depends on what you're wanting. But yeah, RBI Baseball. They've this newest version, of course, is the best version that they've made. I'll be honest, it's not on par with MLB The Show. Just being brutally honest, RBI Baseball right now, it is the best RBI Baseball that has come out. I mean, because it's the newest one. But it's still got a ways to go to be on par with MLB The Show. Just being completely honest. But I mean, that's to be expected. MLB The Show has been, you know, being worked on and been released for, you know, yeet up. If you're really into baseball games and you enjoy them, though, you know, you do you.
That's a strike.
Let's see. Get some nice pitch going. So, awesome. I love it when pitching comes together well. It's quite beautiful. So, I'm assuming based on your name, you're pretty into sports. Out of the major sports, or well, not even the major sports. What's your favorite sport? Mine is American football. Although I'm also into amateur wrestling too, because I wrestled for 6 years plus through middle school and high school. Oh, he anticipated it. I got that nice throw there. Hello and welcome to the stream. Just got a new viewer that popped in. Hope your day's going well. I missed 2K Baseball, but Xbox canceled their contract with them. Oh, well, that sucks. 2K Baseball? I don't think I'm familiar with 2K Baseball. 2K, wait, the same 2K that makes NBA 2K? And like WWE 2K? Jesus. Why am I power swinging? This is a contact hitter. But yeah, like, it always sucks when you have a game series that you've really fallen in love with, and then they either go on a hiatus, or like, you know, the two companies get their contracts canceled. A lot of the, you know, real world politics of that stuff, it can be a real bummer. Yeah, I haven't been into baseball for all that long. Like the Redskins, Wizards, Caps, Orioles, and Cubs. Awesome. Redskins, my parents are actually big Redskins fans. And the Cubs, of course. Now, my favorite baseball team is the Braves. Not particularly because I'm super diehard about them, but it's my grandpa's team, so like, kind of defaulted into them. But yeah, today, I don't know if they've already played or if they're playing tonight, but the Braves and the Cubs actually play each other tonight, or they've already played each other. I'm not sure which. I actually get to cover Atlanta Braves baseball at my job at the radio station. That's probably the biggest reason why I started learning more about baseball, because I wanted to know more about it for my job.
That was low.
Yeah, the Redskins. My parents are big Redskins fans. Wizards. You're probably the first Wizards fan that I've met. The Wizards are pretty cool, man. John Wall and Bradley Beal. I think they're a very underrated guard tandem. The Orioles. Baltimore sports in general is pretty legit, man. hit that. Oh, you're not going to get me with that. My biggest problem when I first started playing MLB The Show was that I swung at absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. I've kind of solved that problem now, but again, that's just on MLB 15. I don't know how well I would do in a newer game because of with like the different camera angle and you know the improved graphics and whatnot. What did you think of? What was your first thought when you heard that Giancarlo Stanton was going to be a New York Yankee after the year that he had, alongside the year that Aaron Judge had? So when I saw that, I was like, man, like, that's going to be scary. It's going to be very scary. Oh boy. My dad's late father and his sister are Braves fans. Oh, that's good to hear. I'll let that pop up. Let's see. This is probably going to be the last game that I play for this stream today. Actually, the reason that I'm streaming earlier in the afternoon as opposed to in the evening like I usually do is because I'm actually going out to dinner with the family tonight at a new Italian restaurant that I've never been to before. I'm looking forward to it. So as soon as this game's over, oh damn, right in the boob. That had to hurt. But yeah, the Braves, man, those 90s teams that they had were something else. Like, I remember, well, I don't really remember. I'm pretty young. I was actually born in 97, so I just hope they don't get Manny Machado or Bryce Harper. Hey, I wouldn't have a problem with that. Oh, damn. That was a dumbass move. Next year, they don't get Manny Machado or Bryce Harper. I don't know how, see, the thing about the Braves is they've got a lot of really good young in-house talent. So I don't know how heavy they're going to be going after, like, big-name guys, you know? I certainly wouldn't rule them out, but I feel like, you know, they've got one of the best farm systems in the league. Damn, I'm getting distracted as hell right now. They got one of the best farm systems in the league. And I know baseball doesn't function in quite the same way as like football does. Like, I'm so used to football with, like, you know, you draft your talent, and I've always heard that building through the draft is the best way to go. I guess that holds true in, you know, in general, but I've noticed, you know, there's a lot more wheeling and dealing going on in baseball. It's crazy. Finally, let's get something nice. But yeah, Manny Machado and Bryce Harper, those would be excellent additions for really any team. But I can see why you wouldn't be a fan of that. You know, the Manny Machado, I don't know so much about Bryce Harper. I don't know if the Braves would like, now as far as a player, like, I love Bryce Harper. He's one of my favorite players. I know a lot of more traditional people in baseball don't like him because of his attitude. I like guys with attitude, man. I think it makes the game more entertaining to watch. And we know that for the longest time now, baseball's kind of struggled with staying entertaining to the younger generation. I think they've gotten, you know, better at it. Some of the changes that they've made have been pretty cool. In fact, one of the changes I think that has been a proposal for a little bit now is the idea of having a pitching clock enacted, something similar to a shot clock, like something to where, like, Yankees would really be a powerhouse team if they got both. Oh my God. Would there really even be a point to play the 2019 season if the Yankees ended up getting Bryce Harper, Manny Machado alongside Giancarlo and Aaron Judge, like, would we really need to play the 2019 season? That's just a... Now, you might give me a heart attack saying stuff like that, man. That's scary. I mean, they're pretty much back to being the evil empire once again. You know, now they've got some of the best talent. They've gone out and bought, like, some of the best talent money can buy. All right, so we were able to win 2-0. But yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. They would crush if they got, you know, both of those guys. And they've already got a really great team put together. So, I mean, you never know. And hey, it's New York. They got money to spend. That's one of the things about baseball that I find really interesting as opposed to, like, football, because in football you have a salary cap. So, you know, each team, while it is true that some teams bring in more revenue than others just based off of their market, you know, each team, you know, if they manage their stuff right, has got a pretty good chance to sign, you know, the best players. Whereas in baseball, if you're in a smaller market, it's really tough to compete with a team like the Yankees, you know, because the New York market is, you know, I believe it's the biggest market in the U.S., man. The only market, there's only a couple of markets that really come close to it. L.A., Chicago. I mean, but yeah, you're absolutely right. So I think I'm going to have to go ahead and wrap up today's stream. It's been a ton of fun. Had a great time talking sports with you. I think I'm going to make Friday a specifically, I'm going to start with like a Fanatical Friday kind of thing. They do have a luxury tax threshold in baseball, though. Man, you're getting a little bit wonky for baseball with me. I still got a lot to learn as far as baseball is concerned. It just seems so complex to me. But I think I'm going to make Fridays specifically for sports game streams going forward. Because I had a lot of fun with this, man. I love sports. I love sports games. Why not? So unfortunately, I'm going to have to call it a day for today's stream. But hey, I had a lot of fun and had a great time talking back and forth with you. And I'll be back at it with more sports gaming next Friday. Although I do stream tomorrow evening. Tomorrow evening will actually be a Skyrim stream. So, nice talking to you. Hey, hope you enjoyed the stream, man. Have a nice day. Have a nice rest of your day. So, I'm going to wrap it up for now. I know I've said that about 2 times now. Let's make it official. Stay golden out there, everyone.